Welcome to Spa-Francorchamps, a circuit which opened all the way back in 1921 and made its debut on Gran Turismo some 90 years later as downloadable content on Gran Turismo 5. Today we'll be taking a look at the circuit in a way that's never been seen before on Gran Turismo 5. We'll be taking the camera out of bounds and discovering what lies beyond the circuit itself. As always, I hope you enjoy watching the video as much as I've enjoyed making it. We start just after La Source, as the first things I want to show you are near Eau Rouge. But don't worry, we'll come back to the start-finish straight later on to take a look behind the grandstand. If you didn't know, Eau Rouge translates to red water, and this small 9-mile long stream is where the famous corner takes its name. It goes underneath the racetrack here at Spa, and you can see it on both sides of the corner itself. On this side it kind of looks like it's dried out, but it's more interesting over the other side. On this side you can see the water a lot better, although it looks more of a murky brown colour than red. Anyway, onto the corner itself. The site of Eau Rouge and Raidillon are familiar to most of us, but did you know that before 1939, during the interwar period, the drivers actually turned left here, making Eau Rouge more of a prominent corner than it is today? And you can still see this original section of the track modelled on Gran Turismo 5, to a degree anyway. Obviously it lacks detail because it only forms part of the scenery. The original circuit then turned right back towards the top of Raidillon, which didn't exist as a corner back then as part of the Spa circuit. The name of this hairpin was l'Ancienne Douane. This section of the track was also used as a detour for the public road, if drivers considered the slope to be too steep. In real life, this section of the road has now been left abandoned, after Spa became a permanent racetrack in the year 2000. L'Ancienne Douane was removed from the layout of the circuit to make Spa a faster course. After the Camel Straight, we now come to the section of the circuit known as l'Écume. Before 1979, when the circuit was remodelled, the layout of Spa followed the old public roads and went off to the left here. This is the original l'Écume section here, which then leads off into the scenery here on Gran Turismo 5. Although not much of this road is modelled, we can see more of it as part of the scenery that's even further away from the playable area, and is therefore even less detailed. You can go so far before the scenery actually unloads. The circuit would have originally gone back around to the right and joined up with the current layout near Blanchimont. And if we head around to this point on the current circuit, we can see where the old public road meets the new track. The section of the old circuit leading up to this point was named La Carrière. The interesting thing about this area on Gran Turismo 5 is that the road is actually elevated from the ground at first, then partially goes into the scenery, before passing by a wall of eerily straight trees. There's a stone building on the right here, and nowadays there's a larger new building next to it, belonging to RSR Spa, where you can rent a car for a track day. You then pass this final building on the right, which looks like it might be used for emergency responses, as it does have a helipad, and you can see an ambulance here on Google Earth. Then you can see where the old circuit joins up with the modern track, which ultimately leads us to the bus stop chicane. Now we've checked out the remains of the original circuit, let's check out some of the other areas of Spa you can't usually access. Here we are at the start-finish straight. I wanted to quickly show you the pit crew. If you zoom into one of them, you can see that they have an image of the circuit on their visor to give the illusion of a reflection. However, it's not a reflection of the start-finish straight itself. It looks like it was taken elsewhere. Radion, perhaps? You can of course take the camera inside the grandstands themselves as well as on the top of them. It's weird to see people on the roof here, and it's quite cool to be able to go inside the buildings. Must be a nice view of racing in real life. Anyway, let's go down here behind the grandstand. There's actually a fair bit of space underneath it to explore. There's this tunnel here which I assume goes underneath the track and out to the other side in real life. Then there's this nice area under here. Nothing inside but just a cool open space. You can also go up this slope here, which leads you to the area behind the pits. There's also this area underneath it. Not sure what this would be used for in real life though. It definitely has car park vibes about it. Maybe parking for the staff or teams? Okay, moving down to this paddock area. The first thing to note is that there's a total petrol station here. So I guess it must be accessible to fans. There are also snack huts as well, including this one, which is called Whoopie Snacks. This is a bit of a strange occurrence. There are certain buildings in this area which unload when you get too close to them. I'm not sure whether this is intentional to conserve frame rate by reducing the amount of textures on screen at different points of the circuit, or whether this is a glitch. But I was actually looking forward to exploring more of these buildings. Oh well. Alike to the grandstand, there are also some nice viewpoints on this side of the circuit as well. This is the Endurance Tower, by the way, which you're able to rent, and is generally suitable for businesses or large parties. As is this lovely looking building here. According to the brochure on the Spa website, this is the Rouge building. I wonder what that name is in reference to. And it's apparently suitable for banquets, seminars, and even product presentations. Or you could just watch some racing. Anyway, I actually really like this building on the game. There's this doorway which hasn't been textured, so it feels like you're genuinely going into the Rouge building. Obviously it's practically empty inside, no product presentations on today. But you do have the image of the sunlight shining through this beautiful glass dome on the roof. A really nice find, this. Across the other side of the circuit we've got some more snack huts. This one even has some French fries on top of it. And then you've got this one, which says Radion on it. But hold on to your chips, guys. This snack hut goes one better. They have an ice cream cone and a waffle on it. But hold on to your French fries, ice cream and waffles. This snack hut on the start-finish straight advertises not just waffles, not just ice cream, but croissants too. So basically go here if you're hungry because they have the biggest choice. And yes, that is exactly the kind of consumer advice you can expect from my channel. Where to get your snacks at Spa on Gran Turismo 5. Lastly, did you know that Spa-Francorchamps has a karting course within its boundaries? Well, despite driving past it probably hundreds of times, I did not. But even if you did spot it, I bet you've never been this close to it. Well, unless you've been in real life, of course. Let's take the debug camera on a lap of the karting circuit at Spa. Also, I should point out that this is another example of the developers simply using aerial photography to fill out the scenery in certain places. So here we go guys, enjoy the lap. There we go, across the line. What I like about this is that I think they've used a really small space well to create this track in real life. It could have easily resulted in a shorter lap than the one that they achieved. And that's going to do it for this one guys. All that remains is to put my imaginary go-kart back inside this garage, alongside the other karts that you can see in here. Another example of real life cars being included in the scenery of Gran Turismo 5. Anyway, see you for more out of bounds explorations in the near future. Thanks for watching.